I'm totally aware that the biggest thing from last night was that line brawl. I don't really have much to add to it. I mean, everybody's talking about it, and all I can really say is that was absolutely awesome. My personal favorite part was the two coaches yelling at each other from the bench. That's when you know it's a real heater. Also, YouTube really isn't a fan of showing this stuff, so if you want to see the whole thing, you haven't seen it already, check out the link in the description to the Sportsnet video. They showed everything there. But yeah, everyone's already kind of said everything there is to say on it. All I'll say is, man, that was fun to watch. Since the Nil Yakupov draft in 2012, there are two first overall picks that I've heard the word bust associated with the most. Not including him, of course, because that one's obvious. Juraj Slafkovsky and Alexis Lafreniere. Now, part of this is definitely because those two were drafted by two of the most historic and biggest sports franchises in the world. Because, of course, hindsight is 2020, but I don't hear people talking nearly as much about Florida picking Aaron Ekblad in 2014 when Leon Draisaitl goes 2 picks later, and David Pastrnak was available, although that one's not really fair because a whole 24 clubs decided not to draft Pastrnak. I guess Ekblad gets more leniency because he's been a high ice time defenseman who's been decently productive in the top 4 role for quite a while. But the market also plays a big role in how much that's been covered versus how much Lafreniere, for example, has been covered. I mean, the word bust has seemingly been attached to the hip with this guy. Until this year, that is. Makes a pretty pass to Panarin yesterday for his 28th assist of the season. Then a few minutes later, he bangs home a loose puck for his 26th goal of the season. All of a sudden, the kid's got a 54-point season. It's by far a career high for him. It's been a breakout year for him, and of course being next to Panarin helps, but he's really been able to find some consistency as an offensive player in this league. Nobody's calling him a superstar or anything, like there's lots of areas of his game that still need to grow. But man, this is a huge step in the right direction. He's still only 22. Just a few nights ago, kid got a 5-point night in his first career hat trick against Arizona, including 2 gorgeous goals. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a good pass over on a 2-on-1 tap in, but I love it even more when a guy just decides, no, I'm not going to force the pass. I have enough confidence in myself. I'm going to keep it and score. Then in the second one, I love this. He's so slippery. He gets around 2 defenders, then somehow puts the puck in here. I don't know how. There was basically no room there, but he found some, posting in. Beautiful goal. Look, the kid's a first overall pick. Obviously, we've seen flashes of that first overall skill before, but he's really been able to put it together consistently this year, and he's had some awesome moments like when he went backhand balcony on that shootout winner, or in Toronto last month where he ripped it so hard at the top of the net that he left everyone stunned. This guy was drafted to become an offensive catalyst, and he's really taking steps towards that. His point totals are steadily increasing every season, and this year especially, he's a super important part of a really good Rangers team. What I'm most fascinated to see from him now, though, is what does he do in the playoffs here? He's already got a couple playoff runs under his belt, but this is the big one here. He's a top 6 player on a Stanley Cup contending Rangers team that had a disappointing playoff outing last year. Will he step up? This is going to be huge in the development of Alexis Lafreniere. You guys know this about me. I love the McDavids, the Matthews who burst onto the scene and are like instantly superstars, but I almost enjoy more watching the players who you have to be patient with and have a more drawn out development path, because I think it's really fascinating to see how people go from saying, oh, look at this bust, to then a few years down the road being like, oh, he's not a bust. That'll do for this one. Let me know if you want more Rangers content. Make sure to like the video, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. You're awesome.